And greetings YouTube gamers, welcome to another episode of Retro Raider. My name is Johnny Retro and welcome to the channel. So guys, today's video is going to be a follow-up to a previous video that I did a couple of weeks ago. A video where I've talked about 5 video games that I would love to have on my collection, but unfortunately they're just too rare or too expensive for me to get. If you haven't checked out that video, I will leave a link to it on the description box below so you guys can check it out. And by the way, if you're new on the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you guys won't miss a thing. But on today's video, I'm not going to talk about video games. I'm actually going to share with you guys 5 video game systems that I would love to have on my collection, but unfortunately, they're too expensive or too rare for me to get. So let's take a closer look right after this. Okay, number 1, and this is a little bit of a cliche because it is a system that a lot of people would love to get into. And I'm talking about the Neo Geo AES. And yes, I do have a CMVS machine, as you guys know, but it is just not the same thing. The problem with collecting Neo Geo within the retro gaming collecting scene is that it is a collection of its own. It is just too expensive. It is too expensive to collect for the Neo Geo. And I mean, could I get into the Neo Geo? I mean, I could, but in order to get into it, I would have to get rid of this. And as a collector, and most importantly as a gamer, I like to play a variety of different systems. And it took me a lot of time to get all of this, so many good memories with this stuff. So in order for me to get into the AES, it's like having 2 collections at the same time. It truly is what it is, but who knows, maybe one day. Okay, number 2, this is a platform that I've been wanting to get into for a very long time. And I'm talking about the Commodore Amiga. What I love about the Commodore Amiga is that it is truly a sweet spot when it comes to 16-bit gaming. Now, although it is not terribly expensive to get a Commodore Amiga, it is kind of a complex system to collect for, because we're talking about a very old school vintage computer. And having a Commodore Amiga in 2018, it is not an easy task unless you know what you're doing. So of course that I need to have the actual machine and then do a couple of tweaks on it. And I know nothing about computers, so I would have to invest a little bit of money in order to do that. That's why I would love to have on my collection a Commodore Amiga CD32. The beauty of this machine is that it is pretty much a Commodore Amiga, but on a console format. And I'm more of a console gamer than a PC gamer. And the best part is that this machine is pretty much compatible with all of the peripherals on the Commodore family line. So it could function as a PC and a console, and it would give me the opportunity to experience the whole Commodore library. But it is not easy to find. I actually found one a couple of years ago, and the guy was asking 300 euros for it. He said that he could drop to 250, but it was just a machine, and I mean, paying 250 euros for just a console, it is a little bit more than what I'm willing to pay. At least at the moment, but as I always say, the hunt is still on. Now, number 3. As you guys know, I'm a huge Mega Drive fan. I have a Mega Drive, I have a Sega CD, but I would like to have the best of both worlds in one single machine. That's why I would love to have a Sega CDX. If you guys don't know, the Sega CDX is pretty much a Mega Drive and a Mega CD combined together in one single machine. I'm gonna be honest here, I would like to have this just because, you know, I like to collect Mega Drive in general. Problem is, it is expensive. It is expensive to get, especially the PAL version, but it really is one of my holy grails when it comes to retro gaming, and I would love to have a Sega CDX completed in box one day. Now, number 4. As a retro gamer, I like everything that has to do with old school gaming styles. So let's talk about virtual reality. VR. VR is really starting to pop right now, but it is not a thing from the present. There were machines back in the day that could do virtual reality. And I'm a fan of old school Nintendo consoles, that's why I would love to have a Virtual Boy. Again, another holy grail that I would love to have in my collection. Now, the reason why I would love to have a Virtual Boy is because, first of all, I've only seen one in person, but I didn't try it out. I saw one in display actually, early on this year in Rome on a video game museum called Vigamus. I have a video about that, link on the description box below. So I would love to try, you know, old school virtual reality. I know that it is not the best system out there, but I would love to have one, and unfortunately this thing was not released in Europe, so my best chances is to import one from the United States. But it is expensive to get there, plus the shipping, plus the customs. Maybe one day I will have a Virtual Boy. Now the last one, and I've talked about how much I love the Mega Drive, and if there is a system that I love even more than the Mega Drive, it is the PS1. I do have a PS1, of course, it is not a rare system, but there's a variant on the PS1 line that I would love to have. I hope that I'm going to pronounce this correctly. I would love to have a PlayStation Yaruzi. This machine right here, it is not just a black PlayStation. This is a PS1, but it is also a development kit. It was designed toward programmers, and it actually came with 3 big volumes that you actually need to read and understand a little bit of programming in order for you to make your own games on the PS1. This is crazy, I know, but I would love to have one of these machines. I actually remember seeing this system on a PlayStation magazine back in the day, and I was mesmerized about it. The 10-year-old me actually thought that, well, I'm going to make my own PS1 games. Oh no, you're not. And I didn't. And it is not that if I have this machine that I would learn to program on it, but it truly is the holy grail machine when it comes to old school PS1 collecting. Oh, by the way, the price of this thing. Hundreds of dollars. I've actually followed an auction on eBay of this machine, a sealed one that sold for 1,500 euros. And this was around 5 years ago. It is crazy. It is crazy. And good luck finding one, so this is rare and expensive at the same time. It will never happen. And there you go, guys. These were 5 rare, expensive video game consoles that I would love to have on my collection. And what about you guys? I would really like to know what video game systems you guys would love to have on your collections, but unfortunately, they're just too rare or too expensive for you to get. Let me know on the comment section below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to put a like on this video, please subscribe to the channel, and take care of yourselves, take care of the gaming community, and game a lot.